Right, welcome to my test map. Yeah, this is the world of the strange, and that it is. I've got this put down. Obviously, I'm testing all the mods as I'm making them. Just put some food in because I did realise that. Yeah, I've been lucky. I've gone through a couple of months and I'd forgotten I'd got the animals because you're not really. Yeah, you will see some strange things. That's what I thought. I thought this is just a bit of fun, really. I'm not being nasty. This I've got wrong. I shrunk it again because you can see the manure is actually working. But if I walk into it, that's me walking into it. That, as in, like, the collisions are wrong. I've got to change them. And obviously, it's like the manure's coming outside. Yeah, because I'm pushing against that. That's me walking into like a wall that's not really there. But you can sort of see, and this is sort of the indicators that you know, like, oh, okay, right, I've not done that quite right, have I? Yeah, this was a new one, but you can see the one good thing is that although the menu is outside, it is actually appearing, but I just need to change its bounds. Yeah, so that's a work in progress. The thing is, before it wasn't actually showing the manure. These are my newest models that I've done. I wanted to change from the original Giants ones, the sheds, which this is the original one that we had on Riverbend Springs. I've just brought it back in because it's not. These are not working. There's a few issues. If you hit this with a, it's got collisions, but only collisions with vehicles. I can go through it. There's and you can see that the tip marker is actually back there, and that is an issue. I can't basically tip into them, which is strange. What it is this started off as a silo, but it's only a model, as in, like, the view is a model, but it is. I think I've in my head I've got it confused because I've not treated them as a silo. In other words, the pipe really is just for decoration, although it does work. It does, actually. It's true. I don't know if the actual if it still uses the, but I have actually brought everything across, as in so much it is still a silo. I've not just done just the model, so it actually does work in a way. But you can see that the tip point is actually in here, and it is really, you can't get to it. Now I can muck around with that, but I just thought I'd go back to basics on this one and see, well, what what did I do wrong? Because this works. Is it just a matter of, like, oh, I mean, we all these dumps are so tiny, they really are, but it does work. So I thought, well, let's just have a look. And I thought, well, why not bring people in and let them see? Actually, yeah, I suppose, yeah, let's have a bit of a wander. If I'm going to make this into an actual session, yeah, I've got my favourite John Deere, which seems to be. Am I hitting something? Is that a collision? No. That's JM Gaming's factory, that when I did my testing, you can see that this has a lot of things come in and then go out. It does, and I've got way too many filling stations, because what I do is I'll bring a mod in and then, yeah, I've been testing my everything from the sell points to my honey. I've got a bigger one than that. That's just a single model. I've got a. Yeah, I'll show you that. I quite like that, actually. It's one of my favourite things, and this was all me. It really was. Yeah, I mean, it is imported from FS25, but bees. Yeah, no, it's definitely in here. It is this one here. It is 4 of them together. I fell in love with one from the Red Barn pack, and it was about 20 grand, and this is basically like 4 of those in one, which is pretty much what that one was. It was a monster. It was only 20 on grand. So I've done sort of the similar thing. We're using Italian bees, which are the best, and also I've increased the range a little. I'm not gone silly, but I have increased the range a bit, so they are really fantastic. But yeah, I say all of these things. I am hoping to get released. Now that one works completely. There's nothing wrong with that one. But you get these conundrums when you're modding, like literally issues that are just sort of real head scratchers. But it really is it is obvious. It does actually work precisely as it should do. Right, and do we need? No, this should do nicely. Yeah, all of these little marks are all from things that we've had down the lights, and I've had the lights so that you can see things, and you can see there's placement marks everywhere because I'm testing a lot of the time to actually make sure things good. That was It is. I really am quite pleased with that. That is obviously a giant's wall, but it's completely rejigged, and it is it's got working solar panels, which is a real asset. I did really fall in love with that on Riverbend Series. It was one of those things that I really thought I really like that. So yeah, I've got that. Right, I think yeah, that's more of an explanation. Let's crack on now. Then actually trying to do a little bit of testing. I thought, well, I never know whether to do recordings on this type of thing because they are it is a little bit boring, but then in another, it's sort of exciting because it sort of peels back the. Obviously, it's a game, but the modding side of things, there's not a lot of like adventures with modding. So I thought, well, why not just do that? Yeah, and I can also show you the things that are like not quite right, like that. That you know, there's a lot of things going on with testing and stuff that you. We should still get the. I don't know if we've got anything in it. It won't actually give you any kind of load or unload unless you've got something to load or unload. This is definitely true. Yeah, that's true for us all. Right, so we want to stick another one of these, but we want to do it down here. We'll go in the middle, I think. No, look, it's got a very generous load point. I think I'd sooner come a bit further out. Yeah, it's a little bit too generous, and it catches you. It's brilliant. Amazon's obviously brought the fact that you can actually fill up with diesel all from this one thing, which is quite amazing. But it's also can at times be a little bit annoying, right? So we need to stick things in to the cannery, the preserved food factory. It has got the cannery, yeah, and it's with this as well. So we would just like carrots or something like that. And they should then, if we do the carrot soup, produce pig food. And that's what we're trying to sort of test, whether we can still get the pig food out. So we just need any one of those kind of things, whether the first one we come to, really. And we will see. We'll do it twice. Yeah, parsnips, you'll do nicely. I'll stick that on whilst we're waiting. So parsnip soup, let's switch you on. And yeah, you will be working in a minute. Yeah, because it's grabbing the pig food out. Obviously I'd got some pig food on Rizu Forest, and I used to be able to get it out, and I thought, oh yeah, but you've changed the models. I thought, so what have you done differently? Because the one thing is, on the silo models, you've got a bale trigger, as it's called, which is obviously it's the name is in the clue is in the name. It's for things that are, but it's not just for bales, really. Although, yeah, you can see the dump mark comes an awful lot sooner because I did change the parameters of actually where the dump is, and now that works on that one. So that's something that should go nice now, and that's working. Right, fantastic. So let's do the same again for the other one and see if we get the dump mark. Because I don't think we can get to it anymore. I think it really is exactly where it says. What I've done, in essence, is, and this is what I've got, why I've come in this morning, because I'm like scratching my head and saying, well, what did I actually do that stopped the model working? And I thought, well, it's not quite as simple. So if we go to the, no, Mill and Bakery, you need to put like oats or something like that, you wally. Right, stop. Yeah, I can't test it for the same thing. No, that's the point. Doesn't this do the... I don't think it's just pig food. No, none of them do, I don't think. I've not added that. This is something I wish to add. But really, I suppose we're only testing to see if we can dump in. That's really what we really need to do. So that, yeah, you can see the dump is right there. So whatever I did on that, and there is no, I've just been in the mod, that there is no bale trigger. It's working with just a normal load and unload trigger. Oh, great, I filled the storage. Right, okay, we need to force tip. Yeah, that's supposed to be around BI with black and red, but it's yeah, again, there's still quite a lot of quite complicated things with modding, and there's not a very clear tutorial. It's a massive subject, modding, and a lot of the modders wish to keep their secrets to themselves, which you can so really it's one. Oh, gone through the right. So we want to let's try and get this a little bit real. Yeah, so a lot of things you've sort of got to pick up yourself, but there are modders like Lambo Mods and Farmer Bob that are, they do share their secrets. They're willing to teach you that what you need to know to be a modder. Right, so we do need any of the normals like oats. That will do nicely, I think. Yeah, let's grab some oats. Storage on that, I think, is bigger. Yeah, I've tried again to be realistic because it's the wrong picture, I know. That's the one thing I haven't actually done. This was a test mod that I brought back in. It's my normal mod, so it appears in this. It's not the actual real one. So it's a copy, sort of. So it's not fully set up. So, but yeah, because in the end, I am going to make the storage quite large. Yeah, it's still fairly large, but I'm going to make them all very large for the fact that the building is very large and is sort of a silo looking, although it really is a production. And that is where I blurred the lines a little. That's what I'm saying. That is what I think. So we saw that the dump mark is way, way back there. You can sort of... Can you get it if you're not going that far back? Can you get it on the grey? I don't think you can. I think we're catching the edge of it. So I need to like change the location of that. Yeah, you can sort of, we might get away with it, but I don't want to be doing this on Let's Plays where you squeeze in against the body of that. I need to bring whatever that is out. But the good news is you can use it. Now then, have I done? I think I have. I think this is where we can test to see, again, if you can unload now that you've... Because on all of my models, or most of them, what I've done is I've got the load and unload, so I can load and unload the materials that you put in and get them back out. So it is almost like a silo. It is, but that's not actually working. And I think this is where you'd need... I don't know, because it's still... trying to think of the mechanics that are involved. Because you can normally... Have I got that in storage, though, as outgoing? You see, this is the trouble where the production side comes in. You see, yeah, they're the things that are expected to come out. And it's the selling station one. I think I need to do something a little bit different because it's also not just a selling station. I think I've got to change this model a bit because I'm thinking, if you think of what I'm doing is I've actually got two things in one. Now the game doesn't particularly like that. It's either a production or it's a silo. Now I've converted the silo to a production, but I'm also trying to grab the stuff out. Now you can do it because I did have it. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. See, this does it without any kind of shenanigans. It literally does do the normal loading and unloading from that particular trigger. So really, you'd have thought I would have done mine also in the same place. But I think it's because I've got... hang on a minute. No, that's still from that. And that's, yeah, that's the bad side to having two next to each other. So it's a bit of a strange conundrum because, yeah, the other thing is, no, I've got everything showing. My markers, I've not got my markers showing, but that's not really... They are the actual start and end of the... I suppose, well, yeah, we could actually do that. Let's just speed up and switch that on. So we've got oat flour. We need to make the oat flour. Yeah, this is 2-in-1. Obviously, this is also... and we also need to make bread from flour too. So if we now switch that on, because there is a lot in there, we shall see if we go through to... Oh, we've got a twist coming. Oh, my life. Test maps are not immune to this. They are if I switch it off, obviously. But yeah, really, I think that probably disasters on a test map is not really the best thing, is it? Where are we? Yeah, I don't think I've ever switched this off, so... Oh, that's a point. We could do that. While we're here. Where... Disaster destruction is visuals only. That'll do me nicely. Right, save the game too. Right, okay then. So, if we now go through till tomorrow, what is going to happen. And this is the bit that I did a little bit wrong. I did partially test. But the one thing with modding, I did the cardinal sin now. I haven't been silly in so much as you can see that I've actually kept the original models because they all worked. It may be that I need to put them all back in, but I thought I don't really like doing that. And the reason we've got such a good thing is because we've got 3 or 4. We've got a generator, a solar panel on that building. No, I think we've got 2 sets of solar panels on this. I don't think I've got the normal generator. I don't think. I have had at different times I'm testing, but I haven't at the minute. Oh, I have. No, we've just been through the thing, so I have. That's why it's so good. We've got 3 sets of generators, all generating. So, right, so this is working, and you can see that actually it is within the bounds of what it is supposed to be, if a little, yeah, not quite right. But I'm not, those are the type of things you can tweak, but you can see that it's actually working, and it is doing the flour. Yeah, well, it's producing flour. Oh, no, it will be. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but this is the point. This is where I got the same on Calmsden. Because you can't use these. Can you dump them back in? Because obviously you're not really trying to do flour for flour's sake. You're trying to make bread. So you want the flour not to come out. But this is the trouble with the production. You're left with a conundrum that I'm not sure you can solve. Because I had the same on Calmsden. Any excess flour, you don't want the flour popping out. You want the flour staying in so you can make bread with the flour. But what happens is it does that until it fills this, but then it's outside and it's not using it. And we know once it's out, it's out. You can't put it back in. So yeah, it's one of those sort of strange things. I think I need to take flour off the trigger, as in off the pallet thing, as a one that can pop. In other words, then it's staying inside. Now, I'm not the only one that's made that mistake. The person that did the fantastic bakery type thing has done the same thing. It is, again, this is where you test and there are hidden things to testing. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm on about. No, I've got to fix that as well. Yeah, there's 100 odd grand. No, 50, 55. This one here. Beautiful little building. Very, very nice. This too does... Oh, wow. It's a bit strange. Yeah, it does 2 things. It does both. Multigrain production does, well, actually, it does quite a lot. It's quite a bit of a beautiful bit of kit. But like myself, they have done this because obviously in Calmsden I was making it and I was just wanting it for bread, and I thought, why is the flour appearing outside? Well, it's appearing outside because you've allowed it on the pallet trigger. If you don't allow it on the pallet trigger, I'm presuming it's got to stay inside because, I mean, you can sell flour, but most people don't want to. So, yeah, the other thing is, obviously, Giants are trying to move us all to pallets, which then means there's a bit of a grey area. I don't think you can fill the pallet into... What I mean is I don't think it's got... Flour doesn't have a... Yeah, let me show you what I mean. No, if I go to the cheap selling thing, there is no flour. That's my point. So if I go back to this, it doesn't recognise this as something that can be turned to loose. Which then means I can't put it back into there, which means I've got to have the flour, which of course is not at all what you want. And it's sort of this move that Giants are trying to make us all doing, that we've got to really think, well, how do I get around this problem, really? Because I only want bread. I don't want, like, I want to use the mill to make the flour, I don't want to be selling flour. It's reasonable, but this is much, much more viable. So, yeah, these are the conundrums that we face. Right, so, yeah, I think I'm looking. It's a really sort of short, almost like a news article, just a bit of fun, really. And whether people watch it or not is completely and utterly up to them. But yeah, this is the conundrum I'm going to try to solve today, which means I won't be doing any episodes today because I'm trying to fix this. Because the thing is, if you're trying to test your own mods as in, like, what I've done, I didn't make a mistake. Now, I could put all of these back, and we've seen this is working perfectly fine. I mean, this is working on Riverbend Springs, which is, I think I did the last episode yesterday, and also on... It was on... No, not Hootan Pantai. Which other Let's Play was it on? I've got it on another one. Oh yeah, no, yeah, literally Rizu Forest. And again, it was working fine in this form factor without any kind of bale trigger. But then I brought this in, but it's all to do with this because I've muddied the water because I've got two things going on that really I haven't. The fact is, what I really need to do is stop the grain, this appearing. I could also do away with the pipe and then bring everything to a normal production, the same as this. And that's what I've got to do, thinking about it. The ones like this, what I've done is that I've confused myself because I've used this model, which is originally a silo. I've got the gubbings of a silo. I don't need to do that. I need the gubbings of this with that visual, and that I think is where I've thrown myself a wobbler. Really is that particular sort of thing. So I need to go back to the drawing board and try and fix this conundrum using this working model, because this is the one that actually does work. Yeah, and we need to also move this because this is going to be in the middle of the silo building to actually do it. So yeah, I do like what I've done. Obviously, I've like the baker in the mill, and I've got all of my pictures for every single one. I've got the BI Industries logo on. It's a shame it goes over that thing. I do love the way that it actually does cling to the shape of the building that it's on. So there is a lot of things that obviously as you sort of do mod that you see that you do quite admire some of the handiwork that Giants have done. Yeah, things that, yeah, no, the little bit needs a, that's the trouble. It's a flat door on a round building. It's difficult to get exactly right. So yeah, I shall bring you back in later and let you see my handiwork of like, did I manage to fix this? Or if you don't see this later, you'll know that I really didn't fix this. So no, I'm determined I'm going to fix it. I think what I've just done is, in talking to yourselves, I've sort of got to the bottom of why it is not working is because I'm trying to make a silo into a production, and I don't need to do that. I just need the visual, which I've got. I don't need any kind of functionality with this. I just need it like literally to be functioning here. Just that. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll do a bit of working on the original building, and I'll bring the silo LOD in, as it's called in the i3D file. It's I don't know what that means at all. No idea what LOD actually stands for. It's just basically the visuals. You can like muck around with visuals a lot without doing anything else. So I'm going to keep the basic sort of functionality of this, I think, and actually just put the visuals, let's talk in English, and bring that in there and do away with the Giants model instead. Because as much as I like it, I want it to be my own. Yeah, because I mean, I've got to be honest, all modders, no, you do. Yeah, I mean, we're having one of the persons who's released and has been published. All they've done is base game edit where they've removed the shed, and it is amazing because you can then put these things anywhere you like, in your own shed or out of a shed or whatever. Really, you could put lots of productions in a massive shed if you really wanted to, and that would be sort of fantastic. But I don't particularly want that. I still want an enclosed area. I want it to look semi-realistic in so much as I want a massive amount of storage, and I want it to be believable going on inside that building, even though we've seen inside and we know it's just that. But realistically, if that was a real building, would it be able to store what I'm asking it to store? I mean, we know there's something going on down there, would be in real life. Although if I'm doing away with that, then the storage is all in there. But I mean, as I said, I was saying this myself yesterday on Rizu Forest. We know there's storage on this. There's no way you've got 124,000 litres storage of pig food, or even 70 odd thousand litres of all of the other ingredients that you could make to do. There'd be hundreds of thousands, millions of litres of storage in this, and that is not happening. You'd have to really have silos, and that was what made me think. I did one model of these where I put a silo here, like partially in, and it came sort of part into there. It didn't ruin it, but it looked a bit odd. But I thought, yeah, but realistically, it would have to have something like that, and that's what made me think. Well, hang on a minute. Why don't we do that? Why don't we make a storage silo a little bit? I mean, Omatana used to do it with the buildings that she had, and Farm Supply Production. I mean, they were, again, cheeky, because there's no way you're getting millions of litres of stuff inside those little buildings. But what I'm saying is, I wanted to go one step further with realistic-ish looks that could be believable, but without it being too big. It is fairly hefty, but then it'd have to be really. But it's still not so big that it's terrible, but the storage is believably big, and I quite like all the visuals. Each one's got colours. Now, this one's actually still got the colour, so this one's wrong. It shouldn't have the colour on the nozzle. I did want that, but it's a great cost to anybody who puts it in, because the graphics to do that one little thing is massive. It's taken from another building, and I don't know how to make the things that I did try yesterday to actually make a smaller one, but it doesn't like it. It wants it to be a certain size, and and as soon as you make it a certain size, it's like 20 meg just for a colour. And I thought, no, that's way too much. You can do entire ranges of mods for that. So I thought I'd sacrifice the colour on the nozzle, just have the colours and the bakery, the mill, and all of those, because they're much smaller in my own. So yeah. So yeah, that is it. I'm gonna I'll bring you back later in if we manage to fix this conundrum.